Today, today I wanted to discuss this growing trend where it's become acceptable or encouraged to always have this blind faith or automatic praise towards these newer releases, but expressing the opposite, or dare I say, any kind of valid criticism, you are deemed the bad guy. And I might be getting ahead of myself, but this whole thing started off with Insomniac's communications director saying that criticism is a relentless barrage of negativity that's hurting developers' mental health. And I want to be clear about something before I go any further. I believe that any kind of harassment is pretty lame. Yes, there are some people online who do take things a tad bit too far, but this wasn't that. And the problem with calling all of it a relentless barrage, you are conveniently lumping the bad and good faith arguments together, and those things aren't even remotely the same thing. And treating them as if they are the same thing, I believe is very convenient because it means you never have to engage with the second group. Now, think about it. You are about to invest $70 and somewhere between 30 and 40 hours of your life into this product. I think we all deserve more than negativity is hurting us, because feedback is not harassment and noticing a pattern is not hate, but calling it that makes it very easy to ignore. So, on to the second paragraph. And this one is kind of interesting because it comes from experts. They said the wave of criticism isn't really about Wolverine, it's about general fatigue with Sony's direction, repetitive cinematic games, physical media being phased out. So, Wolverine became the scapegoat. And honestly, that kind of makes sense. There is a genuine fatigue around Sony's narrative games. They look, sound, and write the same, man. Five to 10 years of the same formula being forced down everyone's throats. And yes, the physical media announcement is a factor we can't ignore. If Insomniac were to say that some of this was unfair to Wolverine, they would be right. And after Sony's announcements, whenever they would make a post, they would get brutally ratioed and even mocked, and this would follow them all around social media. This this even affected an indie game they were marketing, and they really felt it because that whole thing practically overshadowed the game. And this whole situation is pretty unfortunate. Wolverine didn't cause this frustration. They kinda inherited it. That distinction matters because if you don't understand what people are actually angry about, you can't really fix it. And right now, the response is stop being negative, which fixes nothing. All right, the last paragraph. And this is the most interesting one, in my opinion. Despite everything, the criticism, the discourse, the relentless barrage, Marvel's Wolverine is the third most pre ordered game in the US, behind only GTA 6. And that is true. There's a ton of people showing up for this game. It will undoubtedly sell well. But then, what does that signal? Publishers aren't looking at the criticism, they are looking at the pre orders. They are looking at the people in the comment sections calling critics insufferable, the people who are saying there's a weird hate campaign towards Wolverine. And calling the Wolverine criticism a hate campaign is just sycophantic behavior. It's it's a misguided defense of a game that you like. And that is actually weird in my opinion. What do you think this tells the publisher? That the complaints no longer matter. Just keep going. We will consume product anyway. And actually, let me just end it there. If you looked at this game and it seems like this is something you'll enjoy, then go for it. No one should tell you what you can and cannot play. But what I am saying is, we do have a huge toxic positivity problem with the constant signaling and the enforced optimism over fair or honest criticism. Are they people who are being quote unquote mean? Yes, unfortunately, that's just how the internet is. but the constant conflation that needs to stop, so we can go back to voicing our opinions and playing the games that we love.